Thank you, Riv. Victory for Team Impulse, as Riv said, bringing them to 7-6, knocking Cloud9 down to 8-5. So definitely normalizing the standings there. Things are only getting closer right now in the NALCS. But Impulse definitely looking like a squad that's finally coming together, as Jat said. Solo queue players now working as a team. Impact definitely kind of returning to that World Championship form, where we're seeing him play well in a matchup that we saw skewed differently in the game previous.
Yeah, that plus, I mean, so the big story is going to be Xiao, but first we have to go over all the other players on Impulse, because everybody on Team Impulse really stepped up this game. Their lane swaps, Rush had no idea how to jungle in lane swaps before he came over, like right when the LCS started, and he was everywhere this game. Rush was a tremendous force for Impulse, getting Xiao the first blood early with the move mid lane with Adrian, up to the top line, getting Impact ahead as well.
He went mid, bottom, and then top twice.
Yeah. Like he
went to every lane.
He wrecked this early game so hard.
Yeah, he completely took over. And the thing I love about TIP right now is it's not that they're trying new things, it's that they're all just kind of coming into themselves. Like, now we have Impact going with the AoE type of team fighters, Ken and Morgana, and he's really showing his prowess there. Xiao on a farm-intensive champion, and then Rush on his Lee Sin, so they're actually playing their own style and just showing us what TIP is all about.
Yeah, not new things. Karthus, one of the oldest champions in the game. 5 years old. This is like the main AP carry that people have always had problems with in the late game, just because he guarantees that you're going to have ridiculous team fights because of his passive and his ultimate. And when you see a Karthus get an early lead like that, you just think back and you're just like, oh my God, this is going to be a brutal late game, because he builds scaling items, he has all this area effect damage, and you cannot get away from it.
And it was an interesting choice into the Zed lane, because we've pointed out many times Cloud9 seems very comfortable when they can get high on Zed. That's one of his most comfortable champions. He generally performs well, and lo and behold, Impulse comes in and goes, we're not going to ban it. We'll let you have it. We're just going to take this farm bot in the mid lane, let Xiao do his thing, and have that ridiculous power spike with the Seraph's Embrace and the Roa so early on.
Yeah, 20 minutes is when he ended up having the Seraphs just convert over, and then he dual sneaky immediately after for another kill. The fact he also brought the exhaust, even if you kill Karthus through the exhaust as Zed, he's still going to get his damage off in a team fight. So all they had to do was just continue to team fight, continue to force the issue. They did have a lot of problems dealing with the split push, though. That was the only thing that caught them off guard, and it did multiple times. So that's the thing for TIP that they need to work on. But they're still just impressive in the team fight, impressive in their pressure now, with Rush really, really just showing what his Lee Sin's all about.
All right, so we know what they need to work on. How do you shore up that weakness? When you're against a 1-3-1 split push, that's something that a lot of teams get caught up in the chaos of, we're getting pressured from all sides. Where do they look to find the solution?
Now, some of the answers for dealing with split pushes are, of course, in Champion Select, and you have to think about that beforehand. But also, this is more on Rush's development as a shot caller. And they've said that they've been working with him for a long time, and he's very enthusiastic about studying up and be getting the main shot caller for the team and improving. And I just see him getting better and better as it goes on. The more practice that they have against split pushing and having to make those decisions between trading objectives, the value that you want to place on towers or barons or whatever, is definitely going to improve over time.
Yeah, it's a lot of field training, because you can theory craft it, but then when you're actually put in that situation, how you react in the moment is very important, because you'll be like, okay, this is theoretically the right idea, but then there's something else that you didn't see, and that gets taken advantage of. So the fact that they're just getting all this practice is really big for them.
Yeah, and that's something that I think Cloud9 did really well, even though they were so far behind. When they got the Baron steal, you saw how immediate the reaction was. Balls immediately. He's just teleporting down. He's split pushing with high. They're going to get the inhibitor off that. They almost were able to, get right back in the game off of one play. They steal Baron. They get the inhibitor bottom. They even got Dragon after that. It was such a huge swing. We thought it was going to be another one of these games today that just keep going back and forth and turn at Baron.
Yeah, the games have been all back and forth. Even in that game, though, it was nice to watch Impulse make some adaptive calls. After the first failed Baron attempt, right, they readjusted and they took the mid inhib and recalled properly in time to save and push forward to victory. So it will be fun to continue to watch them grow throughout the split. There's still more action coming your way when we return. Piglet will take to the Rift with Team Liquid as they face off against the resurgent Team 8. Don't go anywhere.
If you don't solo kill the world champion, I'll do it this game. But next game, you have to do it for me. Hey, that did happen. I killed him for you.
I mean, I killed him first.
Yeah, I killed him second though.
Yeah,
so now it's your turn.
Wait, would you say
so
you
we take
killed him or
turns killing him?
Himself?
The engage comes out, not many knockups, and here comes Impact, plus
Whoa.
the Requiem. This could be bad for Cloud9. There's the re-engagement. Zonya stops the assault and battery. High's gonna be an easy kill for Apollo with the backside. Now Meteos in a 1 versus 3. And he's gonna go in and get it! C9 get Baron, Meteos goes in, but they've gotta leave the team behind. Gonna try right now, Adrian goes right in. It's gonna be a big AoE explosion. 1 for 1, down goes the Braum as well. Corki falls. Team Impulse in consecutive games take down Team Solo Mid and now Cloud9.